Dear students, this week we will start the next chapter, that is about Java Swing. Uh, in this chapter, we will see how Java Swing works, and we will also see how events are handled when we are using Java Swing. Remember Java Swing and AWT, Abstract Window Toolkit. These were the two packages which Java provides for graphical user interface. When JDK came first in 90s, they had only support of AWT for Windows, for frames, for buttons, for text field, but there was some limitations with the AWT, and those limitations were actually kind of the reason why they introduced Java Swing. The limitations were whenever you created a frame by using AWT, the look and feel of the frame was really platform dependent. When I say platform dependent, it means that if you create a frame by using AWT, and if you run program on Windows operating system, then look and feel will be same as the Windows look and feel. If you take same code to Linux, then look and feel will change. When I say look and feel, I mean how that frame looks like, how is the menu bar of the frame. This is the this is menu bar, the top one. How it's I mean, this is the title bar, how title bar looks like, how menu bar looks like. These all are platform dependent. If you open same Internet Explorer, you might have different look and feel on Linux. So obviously Java did not like that. Java said, come on, I have everything platform independent, I cannot have a look and feel of my component platform dependent. So that is the reason why they came up with the concept of Swing, which actually kind of introduced its own look and feel. So when you run a Java program, the look and feel of Java's component will be different from the platform, and I'm saying it is different from platform because it is platform independent, so it will be same on all the platform. Not only look and feel, but in certain cases even behavior of component is different. I mean, some of the components may act differently on different platform. So that is the reason why Java said, I cannot have platform dependent things in my language. So it actually came up with Java.Swing, which made all these components platform independent. Right. Okay, now remember there are two very important concepts in graphical user interface. It is not only about Java Swing or AWT, but this is general related to any graphical user interface. Before coming to the concept of component and container, I would like to reinforce that although if you open book, the next chapter after event handling is AWT. If you look at this, if you look at this, I mean, the last chapter that we covered, it was event handling. The next chapter is AWT, then AWT control, images, lot of chapters related to AWT. But if you learn Swing, you are inherently be learning AWT, and you know that we have got very limited time, so we really cannot complete the book. So I am only teaching those contents which are point one, which are current, and then which are important, and you will be needing them in future. So that is the reason why after event handling I am not covering AWT, because AWT, I'm not saying it has been replaced, but I'm saying that a better version of AWT is Java.Swing. That is the reason why we are not covering AWT. We are directly going to this chapter, which is about Swing. So in this week that starts today on 29th of June, we will complete in this week all these three chapters, which are very walk in the park. Introduction to Swing will complete in today, and then exploring Swing, and then couple of examples from Swing menu. So these three chapters are actually kind of one chapter, because they all are talking about Java.Swing. Right. So hopefully we'll complete these three, and next week we'll complete JDBC as our database connectivity, because I know that many of you in your projects will be needing database backend. So I feel that connectivity is also important, database connectivity is also important. So next week will be last week of teaching, where I will be covering JDBC, and then you will have mid-exam and submission of final project. Okay, coming back to the concept of component and container. Remember one thing, when you are having a graphical user interface, then there are two elements which are important in any graphical user interface. One is component, other is container. I mean, as their names are suggesting, components are, small entities. They are actually units of graphical user interface. For example, button is a component. For example, checkbox is a component. For example, radio button is a component. For example, this menu is a component, right? You can see this is a button, which is a component. This is a button, which is a component. This is another button, which is a component. So all of them are component. Container are actually another, unit of graphical user interface. All the components you cannot directly put on, say for example, desktop. You have to put them on a container, right? So container are those kind of entities in graphical user interface which contain other components. For example, in this screen, this whole window is a container, and in this container you are having, this menu component, you have got this button component, you have got another button component, right? You have got this text area as a component, right? So you can see, and then this scroll bar as a component, another scroll bar as a component, right? These buttons as a component. So this whole window is actually is a container in which we are having multiple components, right? Now there is another very beautiful and very interesting concept. Remember, many of the containers are also components. This is a very important sentence. I am saying many of the containers are also components. It is required because sometimes you would like to group components together and then put them on another container, right? So say for example, if I open this calculator, see, this is a scientific calculator. In this whole is a container. It might be a J frame, it might be a frame, but there are multiple other containers which are contained in this bigger container. For example, this might be one container. In that container, we have got these components. The components having, all these numbers from 1 to 9, and then, this minus sign, 0 and point. So this might be one panel, one container. So this container is actually used as a component to be kept on this frame, right? Similarly, we have got another container, maybe, and this is another container in which we have got all these components, and then this is kept on the bigger container, which is actually the top level container, right? So you can call this whole as a top level container, and to this top level container we are going to contain more components, but those components, rather than putting them one by one, we actually put them in a sub container, and then this sub container is actually part of this top level container. Definitely this one is not top level container, but this whole is actually top level container. So this might be another component, another container in which maybe one line is showing another container in which you have got this button of MS for memory store, or M minus, M plus, memory recall, right? So you can see all these might be sub container, or you can call them panel, but all these components are put on the panel, and then panel itself is being put on the top level container, right? So remember, component are individual entities like button, text bar, menu bar. Container will contain components, but sometimes container are also component, so they can be kept on another container, right? We will come back to this concept, don't worry. If you do not grab it fully, you will understand when you will do it practically. Remember, components in Java, they are all driven from J component class, and they are inherited from component and container of AWT. I mean, that makes sense. J component is subclass of container. It means that they can also act like a container, right? Okay, these are some of the classes in Java.Swing package. Remember, all this GUI related things are available in Java.Swing package, and these are some of the classes. Obviously, these are not the only. There are many others. There are some sub packages as well. JApplet, I don't think we'll be using it ever because it is deprecated. When you say deprecated, it means it is no more being recommended by Java. It must have been replaced by some other class or by some other technology. Applet was one big thing back in 90s, but slowly, gradually, because browsers stopped supporting Applet, so Java also replaced Applet by JavaScript and then other client side and server side technologies like servlets, like Java Server Pages. So Applet is no more a hot thing in Java. J button, J checkbox, J. I mean, when you go to AWT, you will see that class name is button. Its function is same as J button. The difference is J button is coming from Java.Swing. Button will be from Java.AWT, right? You will see that button will have look and feel which will be very much platform specific, whereas J button has look and feel which is platform independent. Then we have got J checkbox, menu item, all these classes we will be learning one by one, right? So remember, there are two types of container. Some of them are top level container like JFrame, JApplet, JWindow, JDialog. Remember, these are not inherited from J component. It means that they cannot be used as a component, which means that you cannot add one frame to another frame. You cannot add applet to a frame. You cannot add window to a frame. You cannot add dialog to a frame, right? They cannot be contained in another container. But then there are some lightweight container which are not top level. We call them lightweight. One of them is JPanel. So JPanel, though it is a container, but it is inherited from J component. It means that it can act both like a container as well as component. So you will, so probably in this calculator, this might be a panel. This whole is a panel. On this panel, you are putting all these components, and then this panel itself is put on this top level container, right? So you need to understand this concept of component and container, because in Java all these Swing related things are either component or container, right? This is another concept in top level container. This container is actually further broken into pane. When I say pane, you can consider it like sheet. So there are multiple sheets in the frame, multiple sheets in any container. The first sheet is actually the root pane. They call it root pane. All other sheets or all other panes are actually part of root pane. One of them is glass pane, other is contained pane, another one is layered pane. Usually you will add all the components in a contained pane, and things which are related to menu bar, they are related to glass pane. So you can consider these different areas of container, right? Again, when we will be using them practically, you will get an idea. These are some of the Java Swing packages which are important. Java.Swing is the package at the top level. Then Java.Swing.text, FLF.basic, metal, multi. I mean, it's a huge package, so we cannot cover everything, but we will be covering many things. I mean, things which are enough to give you a good expertise so that you can work on your project's graphical user interface, right? I end this video here, and when I come back, we will be having one running example of JFrame and JLabel, right? Thank you very much.